All right, guys. Welcome, and I just really felt like doing a quick study on this. I was looking at a I was looking at a lot of videos. I was looking at some videos about Street Fighter. I was looking at some videos about boxing, and I had gone over the four corners before in a previous video, but I feel like I could have done a little bit better of a job of showing it and showing it in boxing as well. I kind of just explained it, but I want to go back and do this again a little bit better. So I have this amazing clip. Little history on this clip is it's Floyd Mayweather versus Arturo Gatti, as you can see on the screen here, and Mayweather whooped his entire ass. That was one of the worst, most methodical ass whoopings in history. And I use the word methodical very specifically because there was a certain, was a method to the madness. Now, when he picks his shots here, everybody always talks about how he picks his shots and there's such a great combination. But I want to talk about why that's such a great combination. And I want to talk about it with really good and strong eyes for strategy. So first of all, I want to thank two people for this. I want to thank KaizenMaster for showing me about the four corners and the four corners and how that works in fighting games as well as in pretty much anything competitive where you attack different areas. It works. And also Barry Robinson. Coach Barry Robinson, he is one of A Million Styles Boxing. He's one of the first he is the first film study guy that I was able to follow. And of course, he's an amazing coach, and he's a world-renowned coach. But his film studies really caught on to me back in like 2013. Okay, so it's been a while that we've kind of known each other and have been able to communicate. And I really hope to communicate with him a little bit more in the future. But right now, I get to show you guys something really cool. So, first thing first, we can see Floyd right here. He's sizing up his opponent. If you guys can see him on my screen, right? He's looking right at him. Now, what's really important about this is I want you to look at this little area right here. In fact, I went ahead and snipped it, and let me show it to you. I'm going to draw a rectangle. Right? So the first thing I'm going to do is show you the four corners. And then we're going to see how he attacks the four corners, right? So somewhere around here, right? Let me draw my rectangle real quick. Boom. And the coolest thing about this is that, like, this applies in every sport. Like, it applies in so many different ways that you really get to explore combinations and confusion. Confusion is a key word, and in the word, it's a key word in the etymology of the word war. Confusion, the ability to perplex your opponent. So, this rectangle, whatever you want to call it, right? This little thing. Okay, so we have the four corners. And what we want to do is we want to confuse this guy who can see me, and they see that I have two hands, and when I attack them, I want them to not know what's happening at all. Like, I want them to be confused, right? So, we're gonna watch in just a second. But Floyd, what he's gonna do is he's gonna attack like this corner. I think he's gonna come up here to prop him up. And it's going to attack this corner. And then he's going to come, I think, back to this corner. Come here, touch again, and here. Now, if you look, I'll mark this up, right? Now, you see, he's all over the place with this. Now, let's go back. Let's go back and watch what this looks like live, right? Watch.
It's hard to just snap.
So here, he went to the bottom corner, right? And then let's see where he goes. He went straight up top. So he went straight up top, but that was just to set up the attack to the body. So the right corner,
Fingers.
boom. Oh, I'm sorry. He went up top. I was correct. The first time I went through. So he went the bottom left corner, and then he touched the top, and then came over the top with the right
And then
hand.
make him a brawler all over again.
And then he's going to right? He attacks the lower corner and comes over the top. Boom. Body. So he came. He jabbed, came over the top, back down to the body. Where's he go next? Uh-oh, I already know. Right here. Boom. And then, look, you can't really see it, but he touched his head with his left hand. And this is exactly what Barry showed me when I first watched this tutorial of, or not tutorial, I'm sorry, film study of what Floyd is doing and why this is such a black belt level combination, right? So he touched his head and he just touched him down here. That's bottom left corner, top right corner, if we're looking from this angle. Right hand to the head. And then touched him again, hook, boom, body.
He's paying for everything right now.
That's ridiculous. Look, let's go through the whole thing.
But you know, when you make a
From
guy
here,
a boxer,
right? Disengages. It
it's
says,
hard
okay,
to just
let's
snap your
mix them up.
fingers and then make him a brawler.
And we're
all
gonna mix
over
them up
again.
like a cheap trick.
It took a long time to turn Gotti back into a boxer. And he's paying.
He done went to three. He's playing 5-dimensional chess right now. Like, he is making moves in all types of directions, and it's so interesting to see this. Let's watch it one more time.
Boxer.
Watch this. This
It's
engagement.
hard to just
Look at the
snap
body,
your fingers
head,
and then make him a
right
brawler
on the
all
other
over
side.
again. They took a long time to turn Gotti back into a boxer. And he's paying for everything
Right.
now.
So if we go back to our rectangle, oh, this is so amazing. Look at this. Look at this. These are the 4 corners, right? And he touched here and came up, touch, and then he dashed with a jab to the body, right hand up top, and then hook, boom, hook into the body, up top again, hook, right? He was just going all over the place. You can't even follow him. You can't even follow what he's doing. He's just completely blindsided him and overstimulating. At this point, if Gotti can have an inkling of what's going on, it's highly doubtful he can make a intelligent decision based on what is happening to his body right now. So we can go back and let's look at how I can compare this to Street Fighter, right? So here we have Cammy, right? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and make a new snippet of this while we're looking at her. And now in Street Fighter, it's 2D. Also, it's just one thing. Oops, I did a recording instead. Hold on, let me fix this. Okay, got her. She's right here. Snip. Boom. Okay, so we can see her right here. Now watch. He's gonna attack the top corner.
Like,
boom. And then
just
he gets a combo.
you get that one jump in.
Okay, so now when she stands back up, she's got to guess which corner is he going to attack now. And Cammy's tricky. Watch, she's going to go to the other side. So now she's attacking the other side of his body entirely. Right as he's getting up, he can't even react.
Yes.
Right? But that's not even the end of it. He's going to launch him.
Take your corner
Put him back in the corner.
back.
Oh, look, see, he took his corner back home and sent it by him. Right? And then he's gonna occupy him by doing the wall splat with the drive impact. So he wasn't ready for that. That's an overload of decisions right here. Like there's already way too many decisions, which leads into a level 3. And then as soon as he comboed, he comboed him by switching sides again. And as soon as he gets up, he's making another decision to where it's not about which side he's going. It's, are you still on the ground and are you parrying or are you drive impacting back? So that's a whole nother what the hell's going on, right? And he gets wall splat and he gets hit into a level 3. So that's a very simple mix up. That is super simple. This guy was doing a Cammy tutorial or a class or so, or something you call, about mentality. This section is called the mentality and gameplay of how to play Cammy. And Cammy is an ADHD, overload your senses, sensory overload character, where she's attacking you, switching sides, switching angles, making you make all these snap decisions one after another. And I think that's kind of like the key word here is like snap decisions. You know, one decision after another as like a snowball towards, well, getting destroyed. So like, in to be fair, in the Floyd clip, you don't really have a lot of. He could have made a lot of decisions, but he didn't because he was just getting mixed up in so many different ways. And you can do this with Cammy as well. I just don't have an example of it right here. But the example that I was trying to show is that going from one corner to another corner to the other side, like all this switching of the angles of attack. That's how you use the four corners. This is how you do it.
You know, when you make a guy a boxer, it's hard to just snap your fingers and then make him a brawler all over again. They took a long time.
Right side, left side, right side, left side, right side, left side, right side. He just switched which side and the levels that he's attacking. Way too many times. Ridiculous. And just imagine, in the Cammy clip, just imagine if this dude, right, he attacks the top. Watch, he's going to attack the top. He's going to switch sides. Boom, switch sides. Boom, boom, boom. What if right here he instead of going there, he goes low again, and then switches sides with another spin knuckle. And then if you block that, let's say you did block it, he does an instant air dive kick to where you think he's gonna cross you up, but because he left the ground and he didn't cross you up, and you tried to walk under him, you eat the dive kick. Now you have to. Oh man, he went high. You're eating a combo, by the way. If you got caught there, you're eating a combo. You get knocked down. What else are you gonna do? Like now you're gonna start to make a intelligent decision off of that? No, you're gonna get bodied, most likely. Unless, and here's the thing, understanding this is one of the most important parts of defense. Of understanding, like, defense is not always about like, blocking or parrying like the right thing. It's about understanding what your opponent is trying to do to you. When you understand that your opponent is trying to confuse you, you might start to think of more creative solutions, like neutral jump or dash forward. Like dash forward, because, sometimes if you jump with Cammy and you're trying to do a dive kick, right, and she doesn't do an instant dive kick, but she lingers in the air to make you think it's gonna be a cross up. If you walk under, you're gonna eat the dive kick. Sometimes you can dash under because it's faster, and the dive kick will whiff. Now you're out of the pressure. That's defense. That's proper defense because you're thinking correctly. You're not thinking about, oh no, I have to block this, I have to block that. It's like, well, how can you get out of it? Or maybe you just OD Dragon Punch, like ODDP, OD reversal, or something. The more creative solutions that you can come up with, then obviously the stronger your defense is. But that's what I do love about Street Fighter 6, and why I think that this is the most similar to real combat that as a video game has gotten in the fighting game community. And the reason why is because parries, drive impact, drive rush, all the drive system, how it works, it forces you to have active defense. And if you guys watch boxing and you know that putting your hands up like Arturo Gatti, right? Putting your hands up like him is not going to really...
Mayweather could snap your finger.
He's got his hands up right here. This is not an active defense, sir.
It's hard to just snap your fingers.
This is I'm putting my hands up because I would like to not get hit.
They took a long time.
Putting your hands up and blocking, or just holding down back. Putting your hands up and blocking, or just holding down back, like many people do in Street Fighter. Back in Street Fighter 4, down back was a bad thing, a big thing rather. That's not always going to save you. That is not going to save you in a real fight. People will beat on your guard, and then they will confuse you and destroy you. In Street Fighter 6, everyone's being woken up to that fact, because now every character can wall splat you with a drive impact. Every character can perfect parry you. every character can do all these different tools because that's what it's like. That's why it's so expressive. That's why every character is a wild card in this game right now. Because you remember when Street Fighter first came out, JP was considered trash by a lot of people, and I wish I could prove it. I mean, I kind of could, but I'd take a lot of research and stuff. But I called it. I said as soon as Street Fighter first came out, I looked at it. I was like, JP is OP. JP is OP. He's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. And they were like, nah, he's free. I was like, okay. And they were saying he's low tier, all this stuff. And then, of course, the only country that had good JPs was Japan. They had like 2 JPs. That's it. And then, sure enough, right after Evo, the JP takeover began. The JP takeover began, and there was a huge, JP's overpowered, he has everything, blah, blah, crouching medium punch, that cane is so strong, blah, blah, and I was like, yeah, until somebody figures out all these different expressive tools that we have, all these different tools. I do think certain characters do need a little bit of help, and the game's not perfectly balanced by all means, it's not, but the amount of expression, oh my god, because of it, it allows people like Snake Eyes to take a major with Zangief, who's considered low tier for whatever reason. Personally, I feel that he's not low tier. He's just playing a different game. He's not playing traditional Street Fighter or whatever. He's playing Grappler Fighter 6. It's different. It's a different game. But point is, I am really happy to make this comparison. This comparison between Street Fighter 6 and boxing and how they're massively related, just as much as like chess and warfare are heavily related. You can kind of see the parallels. Actually, you can definitely see the parallels. Okay, so that you have boxing. You have chess, which is a proxy for warfare, to a point to where all the great generals play chess, and to this day, really good strategists play chess. So with Street Fighter, I know it's a video game, and everybody thinks it's a joke or it's whatever, they're laughing and all that stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, well, that depends on how seriously you take it. And when you take this game serious, like those guys, like Mena RD, like, yo, he took it serious. He traveled, he did the World Warrior shit. Like, he went out and he was like, nah, I'm getting good for real. And he took it for real, like real serious. And because people can take it that seriously, then you're like, all right, well, let's look at it almost like it's an esport. Street Fighter's an esport. So if you can look at it in that lens and be like, all right, let's take it seriously. So now you're being competitive and you're thinking competitively, how can you succeed? And one of the things is to think about the 4 corners and all the different ways that you can kind of confuse, perplex, like I said earlier, confuse, perplex the enemy, and you will destroy him. Okay, you will defeat him. It's almost like, if you think about it, divide and conquer. What is divide and conquer? You can't divide a person, but you can divide his attention. So if I'm confused, not only am I fighting you, but I'm doing a math problem in my head that I can't figure out, like, the answer to. Like, now it's bothering me. Now it's sitting here, damn. You just divided my attention. You just did that to me. Like, that's war. That's how you succeed. That's the coolest thing in the world. This here is the coolest thing in the world, is seeing how this plays out in any competitive sport. Table tennis. We can talk table tennis. I can do something that confuses you. Now you're thinking about that. You might be a better player than me. And because I confused you with something, if you're mentally weak and you get distracted, now I divided, and maybe I will conquer. It's all about. But anyway, thank you guys for coming to my TED Talk about the 4 corners, and I hope that this catches on and people start to pay attention. And I hope that people pay attention to the people that pioneer this kind of stuff. Like I said, KaizenMaster, he is a really a very wise competitor. He has a wealth of knowledge, right? But the coolest thing about it is that, like, it's always been there. Competition has always been there. There's nothing new under the sun. It's just that he has a certain twist on it, a certain way of conveying it and using it to where it's like, oh, it's just such an interesting thing. It's so very interesting to have conversations with him. So check out KaizenMaster, his YouTube and things like that. And also, A Million Styles Boxing, Barry Robinson. These two people are probably my biggest influences in my my film study adventures and my competitive tutelage of me because I teach people as well, and that's part of my learning. That's why I do this. So yeah, check them out. A Million Styles Boxing. Just look up Coach Barry Robinson, and you'll get some good stuff. And then, of course, follow me, WukongWilson, on all social media, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I don't love social media, but I do like interacting with people, and hopefully, I don't like the toxic part of social media, but I do like interacting with, viewers and people that have opinions on this, and I hope to have some interesting conversations. So yeah, again, thank you, and hope to see you guys next time.